What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a look at ASRV and what makes this technical sportswear brand so goddamn successful. As a fashion designer, I'd like to look at different examples of successful brands in the space and outline what we can learn from them. I've done this episode in the past for Youngale, Alphalete, Gymshark, and now ASRV, and let me know in the comments below what brand you want to see me cover next. Welcome to Fittdesign TV. Are you interested in sports fashion, design, and manufacturing? Are you establishing your own brand? You're looking good. Anthony, how are we doing? Do you want to? Thank you. Well, you've come to the right place. Lights, camera, action. A quick introduction. ASRV has been around since the mid-2010s, and they're a brand focused on the male demographic with a technical sportswear approach, with a heavy emphasis on functional sportswear, high-quality fabrics that have a performance-oriented aesthetic and functionality to them. And what makes them so successful is the first and foremost is that they are extremely niched down. I mentioned this before, when getting into any new market, you need to know very well what is your target customer, who is the customer avatar that's going to be buying from you. By understanding this, you get to niche down to a point where you really focus on a unique subset of a customer base. If you look at the overall sportswear market as the entire sea, there's different sections of the sea. Knowing which section of the sea is going to allow you to pick better bait, it's going to allow you to have a better fishing technique, know what time of the days or months or what time of day to actually go out and fish for your specific fish. So niching down gives you the tools you need to be hyper specific about how you're going to target your customer, and ASRV does this phenomenally well. Their niche is clearly the male demographic between the ages of 20 and 35, people who have a disposable income and are able to spend a higher amount on a specific subset of items. So they really know deep down who their target is, and their aesthetic matches their niche. If you look at the ASRV aesthetic, it's very neutral, it's sort of military-esque, it has a technical performance orientedness, it has a aggression to it, or it has a sharpness to it that feels minimal but with a twist. And I think a lot of their customers, predominantly being within the male demographic, being people that may not like the flashiest clothing but want something that's quite different than what they can get at a Nike or at a Gymshark, typically tend to gravitate towards this brand. Number two is, without a doubt, they have phenomenal customer service. You can have price points of $50, $60, $70, $80 onwards, right? Sometimes their bottoms tend to be $100 plus, and around $80 to $100 for some of their outerwear pieces, and then even beyond that for some of their more technical Hypora style outerwear pieces. So having an understanding that your price point should match the after sales customer service. So how you're treated after you go ahead and make that purchase is essential. Think about the last time you spent a good chunk of change on a brand. Think about the after sales service. Was it lackluster? Did they ship on time? Did they actually give you the feedback that you need? Did they give you the opportunity to provide a reason for an exchange, or did they facilitate an exchange? All of these things go and play deeply into how a customer remembers your brand. Getting them to purchase is the first step, but how they remember your brand, how they actually resonate with your brand, and how they inform others of your brand is going to come down to the after sales service. ASRV has 1 to 2 day shipping time. So they process your order within 1 to 2 days, it's being shipped out. They have worldwide shipping. They have express shipping to select locations, and you can get an ASRV package in from the mail within 2 to 3 days, depending on where you live, and within 3 to 6 days for the rest of the world. So they have the speed, or the shipping speed, going for them. If you have an issue, you can submit a ticket on their online platform or through the website or through the email, and they offer quick and consistent returns and exchanges. If you have issues with sizing, defective products, they go through the process to make sure that you don't have any issues whatsoever. If you look at their Trustpilot rating, they're rated 4.5 stars out of 5. And ultimately, what that means is that they have a heavy focus on retaining a good customer interaction. It's not just about making the purchase, it's about how the customer interacts with the brand long term. And ASRV has phenomenal customer service in spades, and this is clearly something that is very, very well or delineated on their website. It makes it easy for you to go submit a ticket, to go process an exchange, to make a complaint, or just to ask for information if you're curious about specific things about the brand. Number three is that they have insane brand consistency. Most brands. Most customers that come to us as a design agency reference ASRV as a talking point. They reference ASRV as a core sort of point to play off of. When they want something specific, they reference this brand, and there's a very clear reason for doing that. ASRV has always been consistent. Sure, they've updated and they've actually developed themselves. They've gone into bigger, better designs, bolder designs, designs with better fabrics, with better technology, with better workmanship. They have retained this sort of functional, minimalistic, technical aesthetic. And they've done so consistently throughout the ages, throughout the years they've been in service and been operational. At the same time, they are very good at maintaining a long-term approach to the brand. I sort of liken them to Apple in the sense that they are understated, but if you look into the details, you really get so much punch out of it. You get so much in way of the construction, the fabrics used, the way that the design is composed, just the overall silhouette of the designs that they're creating. You see so much differentiation between each product, but it's not just surface level. It goes beyond that. And they're very, very good at storytelling, the way that they present their visuals. Everything has a tonality to it. Everything has uniqueness, but that is consistent. Whether it's on their Instagram, whether it's on their YouTube, whether it's on their website, you can just tell the aesthetic has been worked on and it's been meticulous, from the way that they shoot their product photography to the way that they speak about their products through their copywriting and in their videos. ASRV has a consistency that goes across all platforms, and that gives you a sense that you're buying into a brand that is solid and has a strong foundation. You don't feel that if you buy something this season that it's not going to resonate with the core customer base in future seasons. They know who they are and they push that through their collections as they continuously update. So they're not just about getting stale and repeating the same formula. They're taking the formula and they're adjusting it. They're improving it as they go along, but they're retaining the same core elements throughout their history. Number 4 is that the brand is extremely user design focused. They understand that design is not just the idea that aesthetically what you get is what you get. It's about understanding the user. How is the user going to engage with the garment? Where are they going to use the garment? What unique scenarios are going to be, or is the garment going to be put through? And how can we design around that? They're very meticulous about picking the right design touches to enhance the customer's experience. This idea of having a design-focused minimalist garment or technical garment allows those who are interested in going for minimalist pieces to have something that's unique, that they can't get anywhere else, that has a strong design focus to it. You can tell that this is a labor of love, that this piece has been designed with the user in mind. So whether it's designing a specific pocket that is meant to showcase or is meant to house AirPods that you would use at the gym, or having specific magnets attached to it so that you don't lose your AirPods or those AirPods don't slip, or whether it's a waterproof zipper that is uniquely positioned at an angle to make it more ergonomic in its opening. All of these unique and subtle touches add to something and make you feel that you're not just getting a run-of-the-mill piece. You're not getting something that you can get in brands XYZ. You're getting something that's truly designed for the end user. Number 5 is that they have sustainable, high-quality production. ASRV is well known to produce in South Korea, and they typically tend to use the highest quality fabrics, whether it's a Crayola nylon blend or whether it's a ripstop fabric that is made by Cordura. They really go above and beyond to emphasize the importance of high quality materials with high quality craftsmanship. And their focus on working with facilities in South Korea shows their commitment to actually working with facilities that pay their employees and pay their workers a living wage. Sure, Eastern Asia, China has gotten a lot better than the 90s and the early 2000s, but there is still a concern to a lot of Western audiences, whether or not the garments or where the garments are being made, the workers, the employees, the factory workers are being treated fairly and are being put into the correct working standards. With ASRV, this is clearly a commitment that they have, and of course this higher attention to how the factories are treating their employees leads to a higher quality garment that is of course charged at a higher quality price that creates and retains the sense of exclusivity that the brand has. Number 6 is that they are meticulous at selecting performance materials. When it comes to sportswear, one of the key areas that you can play with, that you can really get the maximum bang for your buck with how you design your products, is in the fabric selection. Sportswear has this unique requirement that it must be functional first before being aesthetic, before being fitted in a specific way. It needs to be functional. The fabrics need to be breathable, they need to be lightweight, they need to allow for the homeostasis of your body. You allow you to cool down when you need to cool down or heat up when you need to heat up. And ASRV knows how to select their fabrics, whether it's their Silverlight material, whether it's their Cotton Plus material, whether it's their waterproof Hipora material. They go above and beyond to generate and engineer fabrics that give the wearer a sense of confidence in the piece that they're wearing. If it's an outerwear piece, they make sure that it is able to break the wind effectively. They make sure that it's able to be thermally insulating. They make sure that it's able to be moisture regulating. So they have a tendency to focus on fabrics and to provide the wearer with a sense of robustness and durability in their fabrics. Last but not least is that they have a no frills approach with a twist. The brand itself is extremely simple. With ASRV, we have technical sportswear engineered to enhance your everyday life, and their motto is as such. And the way that they go about it is quite simple. They focus on high quality designs with functional finishes and a functional design aesthetic. But the way that they deliver this package to you, though simple, is attractive. It has something unique to it. Even their website, the way that it navigates, how simple it is to actually go ahead and categorize your product by tops, bottoms, hoodies, and the way that the products are laid out in this top-down flat view. When you go into the product, you get to see it on body, you get to see the details, but from the outside, there's this uniformity to it. There's this simplicity to it that's easy on the eye, that's easy to navigate, that's easy to select and know what you're getting. They also focus really hard on how the product represents in photos. The colors, the vibrancy, the hue saturation, everything is consistent. A sage green from their t-shirt looks exactly like a sage green from their extended cuff joggers. And this is by purpose, this is by design. They want you to have a 100% clear understanding of the product as it appears on their digital platforms. And then when you get it, you're not going to be unpleasantly surprised because what you saw on the website was shot incorrectly, was represented incorrectly, and the colors were completely off because they didn't do their due diligence. They didn't shoot it in the right way and it got delivered incorrectly to the customer. So their checkout process is streamlined, whether it's paying by PayPal, Apple Pay, by Visa. They offer a wide variety of different payment methods and they allow you to make your own account. They allow you to just make it so simple to go from the purchase process to the checkout process seamlessly and effectively, and leaving the customer with a great taste in their mouth after having experienced and interacted with the brand. Well guys, that is it. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two from this breakdown of ASRV. Let me know which of these 7 points that you guys feel have the biggest weight, the biggest impact on the overall performance of the brand. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, let me know what other brands you want to see me cover in future episodes. I always love to experience or to hear from you guys what your thoughts are. As I say this from the very bottom of my heart, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.